Good morning. A new way of growing greens is coming to Muncie, the unique way of gardening you can expect to see soon, and how it's being used to help Delaware County and the community.
And as winter weather starts to move out, one issue in Muncie is moving back into the spotlight. We have new information on what changes the city is making to create a safer drive.
And temperatures will continue to drop throughout the day today. Our weather team will explain how cold it's expected to get and what this means for your weekend plans. So get the coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal Weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal Weather. I'm Anna Chalker.
And I'm Rebecca Trasado.
A very chilly Friday,
I
to
was
say the
just
least.
about to say that walking in this morning was quite cold.
It's been some crazy weather, but it's also been some gardening weather.
It has.
But one organization's not really going to have to deal with that because they're doing a new way to grow greens, and it's coming here to Muncie. NewsLink Indiana's Tara Konechny has more on when you might just see some new plants on your plate.
Hear about recalls like salmonella, regarding salmonella and listeria and E. coli. We have none of that.
After a CDC outbreak in February, recalling lettuce salad kits due to listeria from brands like Dole and Fresh Express, George Pastrana, CEO of Living Greens Farm, is opening a facility in Muncie to grow greens indoors and free from recalls.
We're looking in Indiana. We found this great facility that was pre-built, perfect for our needs in Muncie, Indiana, and found really good partners.
The vertical indoor farming approach uses 95% less water, 95% less shipping, and 98% less land, with no pesticides in comparison to growing these greens from the ground.
Raised the roots out of water, so they're just suspended in air, and then we mist the roots with a nutrient-rich a spray of water.
After they are grown in Muncie, they will be sent to stores in the area like Fresh Thyme and Kroger stores.
Harvest to shelf at your local retailers within 24 hours. And that further enhances the freshness and quality that we're able to offer versus other indoor growers and traditional farms for sure.
As many wonder about the price of indoor grown lettuce will be compared to it coming from the ground, he says,
a leading brand of traditionally farmed bagged salads and salad kits might sell for, $4 or $5, and that's really what we target as well.
In Muncie, Tara Konechny, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can expect to see Living Green farm lettuce on shelves at local grocery stores starting in 2023.
Now, Vibrant Minnetrista has always strived to be a part of the community. And from the nature area to the Bob Ross experience, there's something for everyone to enjoy. And now there's a new initiative designed to helping the city of Muncie get in touch with the greener side of things. It's called the Free Seed Library. After being open for a year, the library is finally ready to serve the community. People can access the Free Seed Library whenever they'd like to borrow tools, donate seeds, or just learn something new about plants.
A plethora of seeds this year, and we're basically just trying to get them out into the community. Anyone who can and will use these seeds is welcome to take them. If they have extra seeds, they can come and drop them off for other people to use.
Minnetrista is always willing to accept donations of catalogs, horticultures, encyclopedias, envelopes, pens, chalk, and other additional tools for organizing the library. Donations can be dropped off at the Free Seed Library or at the Office of Horticulture across the street from Minnetrista at 216 West St. Joseph Street.
Now, going green isn't the only goal for Muncie. Winter is officially over, and the salt on Muncie roads should be gone, but that often leaves streets with one thing: potholes. But the Muncie Street Department tells NewsLink Indiana it has a plan to tackle Muncie potholes this spring. City engineer and street superintendent Adam Leach says winter weather is to thank for resurfacing potholes and the reason it's hard to keep up with them in the winter. During the colder months, the city has to use what is called cold mix, which Leach says it's often a temporary fix. The good news, though, now that we're through the thick of Indiana winter weather, hot mix aggregate is out on the streets and heading to major potholes in Muncie.
The guys have been doing a pretty good job just in the 1 week we've had a hot mix on catching up on some of the more major potholes around town. Hopefully everybody's kind of seen a little improvement there, but I understand the dodging them's the Indiana way.
For now, the City of Muncie encourages residents to report potholes to the Muncie Street Reporting Hub, which you can vote on which potholes you'd like to see fixed first. You can find that by searching Muncie Street Reporting Hub. And an improv group from colleges across the nations are coming to Ball State's campus this weekend. It's a part of Chirp Up, a live comedy show featuring improvisational performers. There will be groups from Kansas State, Ohio State, the University of Missouri, and Purdue performing, as well as some professional improvers from Chicago. The event is free to the public, and it kicks off at 7 o'clock tomorrow night in Pruis Hall. And Anna, I don't know if you know this, but there's going to be a familiar face there.
Awesome.
It's going to be our very own Waking Up with Cardinal Weather's Oliver Moster. So that's going to be so exciting to see.
And he's going to be giving us a pre-show warm-up here right now. But Oliver will be getting a warm-up in temperatures.
I'm doing a... No, we won't be getting a warm-up in temperatures. Actually, it's going to be pretty cold today, sticking around 45, but right now in Muncie, we are seeing 41 degrees, 39 degrees in Indianapolis, and general 40 degrees in the rest of the state. Now today, like I said, that high is going to be around 46, cloudy conditions sticking around the day, and we might be seeing some mixed precipitation going into tonight and Saturday morning, but the winds are going to be sticking from the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now in my full forecast, again, I will be talking about that mixed precipitation and timing that out when that should be hitting the Muncie area. I will also be talking about how cold it's going to be getting this weekend, even on Saturday, as well as the rain coming back into the area next week.
Oliver, thank you so much. The Biden administration is providing more than $1.7 billion in funding to help Louisiana bounce back from deadly hurricanes.
Parts of the Bayou State were devastated by Hurricane Laura and Delta in 2020, followed by Hurricane Ida in 2021. More than 8,000 Louisiana households are still living in temporary shelters like trailers and manufactured housing. Another 1,400 are being forced to live in hotels because of the storms, according to FEMA. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards says he is grateful to the money from HUD and the Biden administration to help expedite the recovery. Now, as that funding comes, tornadoes have swept through Louisiana, but they aren't the only ones experiencing some extreme weather. The National Weather Service confirmed a tornado ripped through parts of South Carolina. The NWS says the EF2 twister touched down in Pickens County this week, bringing 115 mile-hours per wind. The county emergency services reported 12 homes were damaged during the storm. Half of them are now uninhabitable. The winds are completely flipped over some mobile homes, and officials say emergency crews rescued people trapped under one of them. 4 people were hurt in storms, but officials say all the injuries were minor.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef is suffering its 6th mass bleaching due to heat stress caused by climate change. The reef's managers confirmed this today. The update comes midway through a 10-day monitoring mission by UNESCO scientists as they consider whether to add one of the world's 7 natural wonders in their danger list. It's the latest mass bleaching in 6 years and the first since 2020, when about 1/4 of the reef surveyed showed signs of severe bleaching. Earlier this year, it pledged $1 billion Australian dollars in support and protection. And just ahead, the latest on the NATO meeting yesterday, what new punishments are being put on hold and how many refugees could be coming in.
And we have the latest COVID headlines. That's after your weather now. Welcome back. The time is 8:09 and you're currently taking a live look outside at the bell tower. Indiana will receive $9.4 million from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, this in an effort to fight homelessness and prioritize stable housing. Mayor Joe Hogsett says the funding, quote, takes our ability to serve our neighbors experiencing homelessness to the next level. The funding is split across nearly 30 different projects in the state.
Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb has vetoed a bill banning transgender females from participating in girls' school sports, and the Indiana High School Athletic Association is backing the governor up. The association commended the governor today after the association previously held back from taking an explicit stance on the proposal. IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig expressed reservations that the proposed legislation only addressed, quote, a single gender in the grievance procedure. He added that IHSAA's longstanding gender policy already provides the, quote, flexibility to assess competitive advantage in each unique case. Indiana lawmakers say they plan to override the governor's veto, which could happen as soon as May 24th. And President Biden took part in a series of emergency summits in Brussels yesterday. He came out of them touting the unity of Western response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine as allies worked to settle on the next phase of their response.
At a news conference, Biden said Russian President Vladimir Putin was counting on NATO being split, but he couldn't have been more wrong.
NATO has never been more united than it is today. Putin is getting exactly the opposite what he intended to have as a consequence of going into Ukraine. We've built that same unity with the European Union and with the leading democracies of the G7.
Steps are intended to show American resolve in confronting the crisis.
Senators are set to vote on the nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. Yesterday marked the fourth and final day of confirmation hearings for her nomination. Witnesses for Democrats focused on Judge Jackson's credentials and her historic nomination, which could seat her as the first black woman on the court. Republicans called witnesses to condemn her record, particularly what they view as lenient sentences for some defendants. The final vote with the full Senate has not been scheduled and could be a few weeks away. Democrats are pushing for a vote before the Easter recess, and the party would not need any Republican votes in favor to confirm Jackson. Now in your COVID-19 headlines, Pfizer and UNICEF are partnering up to fight COVID-19 around the world. Starting next month, Pfizer will supply 4 million courses of Paxlovid, its COVID-19 antiviral pill, to UNICEF. The medicine will go to people in 95 low and middle income countries, which covers 53% of the world's population. Lower income countries will pay for a not-for-profit price, and countries with higher incomes will pay according to a tiered pricing arrangement.
The White House is in need of more money to fight COVID-19 without Congress approving additional funds. The administration cannot afford COVID-19 testing and treatment and vaccines. An administration official says that government has enough to vaccinate children under 5 years old and offer a fourth booster to the immunocompromised, but any other measures are out of the budget right now. The funding comes from a $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, but most of that has already been allocated to cities, states, and other agencies. So far, lawmakers have not been able to agree on additional funding measures.
We're learning more about how COVID-19 affects pregnant women. Getting the virus when a woman is pregnant raises the risk of several kinds of complications. That's the latest from a new study published yesterday in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine. Women who got COVID were more likely to have severe health issues like breathing problems, sepsis, blood clots, or acute respiratory distress syndrome. They also had more than double the risk of giving birth too early. Scientists are still looking into the effects on babies, so they're recommending doctors to keep a close eye on the babies whose mothers got COVID. Now transitioning over to weather, definitely been a March in Indiana, to say the least.
It definitely has, but Ryan, I'm really hoping that that's going to kind of transition into a summer.
Well, right now we're not going to be transitioning into no summer around here. As a matter of fact, most of the heat is going to be out west. So I'll get to that and more in just a few moments. But you see right now, these temperatures right here, 60 degrees in Las Vegas, and 54 in Los Angeles. But out here in this east and Midwest and eastern part, we're pretty chilly. 42 degrees in Muncie, 39 degrees in Minneapolis at this hour. Now you go see those temperatures be high temperatures for today. Out there in the west, it's going to be 89 degrees. We're going to be well above average for this time of year over there in Las Vegas. 76 degrees in Dallas, 55, however, in Kansas City, 36 in Minneapolis. So we're going to see much warmer temperatures out there in the west as well. You're going to see that for tomorrow as well. It's 87 degrees will be our high temperature in Las Vegas, 65 for Los Angeles, 83. I want to take your attention to some of these reds here as well, because some of these indicate it could be 90 degrees in parts of Arizona, and even parts of southern Texas is going to be seeing 90-degree temperatures. So they're going to be seeing some really warm temperatures, and that's a result of this jet stream that you see right here. It's pretty much sitting right over these warmer colors, these oranges, light oranges and yellows. They sit right over the west over here. Over 100 cities could see potentially record-breaking temperatures before the end of the weekend. Isn't that remarkable? While we're parts of the east are seeing much cooler temperatures, as you can see indicated for this blue. But however, that warmer temperatures will make our way over here to the Midwest as we go through early part of next week. But it's not going to be as sustainable as it was here out there in the west. Now you're going to see here that these temperatures we're going to have these flood warnings out here in the parts of Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, and parts of Arkansas. Also some parts of Indiana and a little bit of Illinois. You also see some high wind warnings as well in parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota. Iowa is pretty much covered in that. We also have some red flag warnings in parts of South Dakota, parts of Kansas City and Nebraska as well. Now, you go take a look at the radar. The radar right now, look up here in the northern part of Maine. This is where we're going to see all that snow. We got some areas of this going to see 3 to 6 inches of snow, while other areas are going to be seeing pretty much the quiet conditions out there out here. We got a little bit of a disturbance here, out here in the mid parts of Kansas City and Nebraska. And up here, we also see a little bit of a disturbance as well. So again, with all that heat, we also do have some, some wet weather and some winter precipitation as well in parts of the, east and northeast, and we have the wind 3 to 6 inches of snow. So we're not done with winter yet.
Oh, darn. That just makes me a little bit sad.
I was hoping the warm temperatures from the west would move over, but if we have to deal with snow again, it's all good. Brian, thank you so much.
In just a moment, we have an exclusive breakdown of the boys' IHSAA States basketball titles.
That's after a message from Mitz.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitz will take you there.
And welcome back. I'm Joey Moore.
I'm Caleb Zuver.
And we're here with sports. First off, we have some breaking news. Ball State hired its new head basketball coach, Michael Lewis from UCLA, and that's a pretty great hire to me.
I'm excited. I'm glad we got the coach that we were looking for, and I'm excited to see the future for sure.
So moving on from that, let's get right into it with Class 1A for IHSAA basketball this weekend. State finals on Saturday. It'll be North Davies sitting at 26-3, taking on Lafayette Central Catholic. North Davies will be making their first title game appearance, led by guard Jaden Mullen. They're from Elnora, Indiana, and this will be a really exciting matchup. It's always good to see a team make their first appearance. They'll be taking on Lafayette Central Catholic, who sits at 20-9. Last season, they went 9-11, so pretty good improvement to make it to the state finals. They haven't played in state since 2017. Clark Barrett, standing at 6'5", leads the way for them, averaging 14 points a game and 10 rebounds a game.
Joey, it's nice to see a 9-11 team last year turn around, going to state. That's a pretty cool story.
It's always really exciting to see a team turn around like that.
Absolutely. And then we go to Class 2A for the matinee matchup on Saturday. We have Providence at 20-6. They're also making their first state title appearance. Casey Kalin, huge player for them. And then Central Noble, 28-2. They have a great year going right now and trying to finish it off with a state title. X factor for them, Connor Esesian. He's a 6'4" Wisconsin commit, so kind of a player to watch there, Joey, as the Class 2A champion gets crowned tomorrow.
Yeah, and having a guy like Esesian, I mean, that really leads them to that 28-2 record. That's a game I'm really excited to watch. Two teams with their first state title appearance. But another one, Class 3A, 6 p.m., Beech Grove will be taking on Mishawaka Marion. Both teams also making their first state title appearances. Beech Grove sitting at 21-6, coming off a win against 25-2 Sullivan in semi-state, where they won 62-58. The 6'6" junior Anthony Ball leads the way for them with 15 points a game and 8 rebounds a game. Mishawaka will also be making their first appearance. They are coming off a 21-5 win over Leo in semi-state. Over 21-5 Leo. They won 74-63. Deaglin Sullivan, the 6'1" junior, leads the way for them, averaging 15-4-4.
Just based on their last two results for both the teams, got to believe a lot of points will be scored tomorrow in that game. So it'll be fun, exciting, up and down pace. And then Class 4A, the nightcap at 8:15. Cathedral, 25-6, their first state appearance since 2013. All 5 starters for them are in double figures, so they have a well-rounded group, versus Chesterton, who's looking to finish an undefeated season. They're 29-0 right now. It's their first state title appearance ever. They defeated Kokomo in semi-state 42-40. Travis Grayson leads the way. He's a 5'10 senior, 19 points, 5 assists per game. And Joey, really looking forward to these matchups tomorrow, and we're hoping the fans can kind of have a good day and that weather doesn't get involved.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for that 4A matchup at 8:15 between Cathedral and Chesterton, because it's Chesterton's first state title appearance, and they are 29-0. But it's nothing to overlook because Cathedral, like you said, all 5 of their scorers average double figures. So that is that's a very well-rounded, balanced team that's going to be really difficult to beat.
It'll be tough, but the Class 4A game is always a great game to finish out the day.
Absolutely, and like you said, hopefully those fans can make it down safe with the weather. Oliver, how will we be looking for the weather there?
Well, I gotta say that it's a good thing that these basketball games are indoors because we are going to be getting a little chilly as we go into the weekends. But right now in Muncie, 42 degrees, 39 degrees in Indianapolis, and again, general 40 degrees across the entire state of Indiana. Now looking at today, we aren't going to see much of an increase in temperature as we go throughout the day. The high of 46 is going to come just after 5 p.m., but we are going to be seeing an uptick in chances for precipitation around noon and around 6 p.m. when that high does eventually come around. Now looking at our current radar, again, we're seeing pretty clear skies, a couple of spotty showers throughout the viewing area, but nothing too much in the Muncie city until we get a little bit later in today. Around 9, we are going to be seeing a band of precipitation come through the area, and then it's going to be spotty showers from there on out throughout our Friday. Possibly some intense pockets coming in the later evening, as we can see a couple yellows here on the map. But then it might clear out a little bit as we go into our Saturday, which we might be expecting some snow. Now, I did say those chilly temperatures are going to be coming, so we might be seeing some snow, we might be seeing some mixed precipitation early in Saturday morning. As that system goes through, it's going to be mainly pockety showers of that precipitation and then pretty cloudy throughout the day on Saturday until we see a little bit of a clear up as we go into Sunday morning. But Saturday, we are going to be seeing a high of 37 degrees, a little bit windy with winds coming from the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour, and that possibility of rain and snow as we go throughout the day. But Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny, high of 36 degrees, so still a little bit chilly, but that sun is definitely going to help. Winds coming from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, I know you might be saying, Oliver, what's it going to be like Sunday, or Saturday actually, at 7 p.m. wind chirp up is, well, we are going to be seeing a low of 27 degrees, mostly cloudy. Again, that system should be moving through the area on Saturday, but they will still leave a little bit of clouds and winds coming from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And I'm going to use a little bit of this time to plug Chirp Up once again. There are a lot of improv groups coming from all across the nation and professional groups coming from Chicago. So you don't want to miss it. 7 p.m. Proust Hall, and it is completely and entirely free. But looking at our 7th day, again, we are going to be seeing those cooler temperatures as we go through the weekend. But Wednesday, we might be seeing a little bit of an increase in temperatures. Ryan talked a little bit about that in the full forecast, but an increase in precipitation for Wednesday and Thursday as well.
Did you say a little jump? Because I just saw 46 to 71, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah. That is. I'm excited for warmer weather. That's what I need personally.
The rain can stay. I guess April showers are going to have to be moved up to March, so we're going to have to change that up a little bit. It sounds
Right.
like it. Oliver, thank you so much. And in just one moment, one colossal fossil is finding a new home.
And get your calendars out. We have the latest on Harry Styles' upcoming album. That's after your weather now.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
This week on our Adopt a Paw segment, we're highlighting a paw who seems to have the most energy of 2 dogs. Let's give a warm welcome to Alice. She is a 3-year-old boxer mix, and she was brought in as a stray in August of last year, but she was sadly never claimed. She will do well in a home with just about anyone. However, she is a bit dog selective. Despite all she's been through, she still manages to keep a playful spirit, and she's just looking for someone who matches her energy. If you're interested in making Alice a part of your family, just head over to the MACS website at cityofmuncie.com.
Well, isn't she just adorable? But now let's move over to a larger animal, and it's one of the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeletons that will be on display within the next few years. The 67-million-year-old fossil named Stan will make the debut in the Natural History Museum of Abu Dhabi in 2025. An official says Stan will be taken care of by scientists and serve as an inspiration for future explorers. Stan stands at 13 feet tall and is comprised of nearly 200 bones, definitely a lot more than Alice over there. The first bones were found in 1987 by amateur paleontologist Sam Sakerson, and the T-Rex's skeleton is named in his honor. Experts say Stan, the dinosaur that is, likely weighed between 7 to 8 tons during his lifetime. And Pepsi and IHOP have joined forces, now introducing Pepsi Maple Syrup Cola. It follows a spate of other unusual limited edition flavors in recent years, including Pepsi Apple Pie and Pepsi Cracker Jack. The soft drink giant announced the new drink yesterday. It's not available to the general public just yet. However, it is available through a social media giveaway until March 29th. And for a chance to get the new drink, use either Instagram or Twitter to post a photo or video of the stack of pancakes.
All right, move over, Harry Style fans. It's time to mark your calendars for May 20th. Harry's House is this new album that's coming out. It will have 13 songs on it, and you can check out the album cover and the trailer for the album on Harry's social medias. The story behind the title isn't clear, but it borrows the name from the 1975 Joni Mitchell track, Harry's House/Centerpiece. He's a lifetime fan of hers.
Now let's take it over to one final look at weather. Hopefully you have a good weekend weather for your show, Oliver.
Well, I think this weekend Harry should stay inside of his house because it is going to be a little bit chilly. But again, on Wednesday, we are going to be seeing an uptick in temperatures, 71 degrees. But next week, definitely more of a chance of precipitation than this weekend. And I personally am very excited for that.
Yes, Oliver, thank you so much. And that's going to do it all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic weekend.